Wow, heck of a win. Man, they just never quit. They just, we were down double digits. But I never felt like we were out of the game. I was a little disappointed in the way we played in that first quarter. But I knew that, I knew they would show up eventually. I mean, the heart and tenacity that they play with, and it's not just the game. It's every day in practice. I mean, every single day they bring it. It's rare that I ever say anything about effort. Like their heart is in this 100%. They earn that win. It comes down to you put yourself in situations like that, and people make emotional mistakes. It's a part of the game. I thought Cleveland State played a tremendous game, just a tremendous game. Great effort from their players. They were really well coached. It was a NCAA type tournament game. It was that level of intensity. I'm just happy we came out on the right side.
For the game to come down in this fashion in your first game, I mean, just what are the emotions like? Especially down the stretch there, everything's going your way, and to be able to get your first win in this fashion.
Yeah, just trying to keep it together and stay focused on what we needed to do on every opportunity. We got ourselves in a little bit of foul trouble. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot with free throws, so we were playing from behind there in the last few minutes. But, the leadership that we have in Lexi and Amy and even Olivia out there on the floor, it helps kind of level the playing field a little bit. They don't get too high with the highs and too lows with the lows. Lexi has done a tremendous job. I don't know, last year she'd get so fired up it would be like an emotional roller coaster, right? But she's her attitude and her maturity is at an all-time high. Like, she has really worked on not getting frustrated about shots, fouls. Like, if she misses a shot, she lets it go. I mean, just tremendous maturity that she's had in these last few months.
Paige Kohr in her first game as a freshman, 20 points, looked really calm out there. Obviously made some huge and deep three-pointers there in the second half.
Yeah.
What can you say about, in her first game?
Yeah, Paige, I mean, what a lucky catch for us. I mean, getting Paige Kohr and she makes shots like that in practice all the time. And I trust her. I trust her to make those shots. I trust her to take those shots and make those types of decisions. She's earned that through practice. She's going to keep on growing as a player. It's just, they always say tip of the iceberg, but really, tip of the iceberg. She came in here, and she's probably twice as good as she was when she walked through the door. Like, she just soaks it up. She's a sponge.
What was today like? I know you've been building up to this moment all off season, but just waking up today and knowing that you were going to be coaching this team for the first time, what was that like?
Man, it took forever. I felt like I was sitting in my office prior to the game and the clock was not moving. But, it just creeps along and you try to prepare yourself mentally, but there's no preparation for the adrenaline that hits you. I always try to maintain my composure for the most part, at least early on in the game. But the adrenaline just pushes you. It got me up out of my seat. I planned on sitting down the whole time, but it didn't work out like that. So, I guess I got my steps in today.
You've obviously been in so many big games at, different levels. Just,
Yeah.
Everything that happened, where does this game kind of rank amongst all of your?
Well, shoot, sitting in a different seat, it's there's a lot more on your shoulders. Every day is like that, but more so in the games, like everything's on your shoulder. The decision making comes down to you. You're the last stop on the train, and I love it. I love the position I'm in. I love those type of games. I've lived for those games for forever. Those NCAA tournament games, that's a rush. Like, I try not to get emotional with it, and I try to think about and focus on the tasks at hand, and it helps me get through it without getting too overwhelmed.
It was almost a plus playing a team that was this good, you know, in your first game? I mean, obviously to have the focus and energy right out of the gates against an NCAA tournament team from last year, was that almost maybe beneficial to play a team this good to start?
Well, it's purposeful. We're trying to build our resume. We want to play in the NCAA tournament. We think the MAC is a two-bid league at the very least. We think that we should be, you know, if we put ourselves in position in that first, second, third spot, we think we should be in the NCAA tournament, and we're going to make sure that the tournament advisors see that.
To go back to Paige for a second, I think I've heard all three of you now bring up the word trust.
Mm-hmm.
How does a player know that they have that trust from everybody? And how important is that to a freshman to know that they have that from the entire team?
Yeah.
See their development.
I think it happens naturally. I don't think you just say, "Hey, I trust you," and she believes you. You put her in those situations in practice. You try to direct her in a certain way to take those types of shots. You actually address it if she doesn't take those shots, and that, you know, just practice every single day. That's how you build that trust. That's how you build your teammates' trust.
It seemed like about 5 minutes to go in the second quarter is when everything just started coming together. Like even the building started to get re-energized and back in the game. What was the catalyst for that?
Yeah, defense. I didn't think we were ourselves defensively. I thought we were doing a lot of standing and watching, and typically we want to pressure, we want to disrupt, we want to take people out of their offense. What they practice for, you know, an hour 30 per day in practice, we want to waste all that time of theirs. We want to make sure that we speed them up, we disrupt them, and we make it hard for them to score. And I thought we kind of turned the tide defensively in the second quarter, got out in transition. It generated some offense for us, which generated some excitement from the crowd, and we just tried to build on it.
Any other questions for Coach? Really, everyone's only been asking Coach questions. Any other questions for either of our people at the table?
Oh, she gave you the game face. She's not ready to answer questions, I don't think. Can you wave to everybody? She's shy like me.
I guess we're good.
Hey, thank you for your coverage. We appreciate it.